Today I would like to show you inside of the He is Risen Indeed Easter study, which is a morning time guide, and then the two resources that you need to go along with it: Daily Life at the Time of Jesus, and this devotional called Darkest Night, Brightest Day by Hi everyone, welcome to our homeschool table. My name is Jerilyn. I am a homeschool mom of 3 kids, ages 10, 3, and 1, and this is our 6th year homeschooling. Here on my channel, I like to share about all things homeschool, so things like curriculum, planning, curriculum reviews and flip-throughs, all sorts of fun homeschool things. So if that sounds interesting to you, please click that subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up. So I actually purchased this He is Risen Indeed Easter study last year. This is a unit study from my friend Rachel over at 7 and All. She also has a company with her family that is called Where'd You Learn That? I will link all of the information for her channel and for her company down below in the description box if you would like to check it out. She has lots of great resources from preschool, kindergarten, history, literature guides, Bible studies, all sorts of things on her channel, on her website. And they're all very affordable. Now, these are PDF only downloads. You do not get any printed materials from them. But the thing that I really like about everything that I have purchased so far is that they're very simple, straightforward, not tons of color in these programs. There are a few that do have lots of color because it's necessary. But when it's not necessary, she keeps everything black and white so that it's cost effective to print out. So first you will notice that it is a 4-week unit study. There are 5 days for each week. And the way that this program works is that you do weeks 1 through 3 before Easter. And then week 4 you do after Easter. So you would just want to keep that in mind as you schedule how you're going to do this unit study. There's a weekly schedule. She has weeks 1 and 2 on the first page, weeks 3 and 4 on the second page. You will notice that each week has scripture at the top, a memory verse that goes along with that whole week, a history reading, a hymn, which she includes the lyric sheets for right inside of the unit study, and a handicraft once a week. So for weeks 3 and 4, you can choose whether or not you want to do the readings from the Bible, or if you want to use this book, Darkest Night, for the week 3, and it would tell you which ones to do. So we'll look inside of this book here in just a minute, but just keep that in mind. Like the other 2 weeks, memory verse, history readings, a hymn, and handicraft. So now we are going to look at the daily schedule. So for week 1, day 1, you're going to read the scripture, discuss the information here, recite the memory verse using the card, which I will show you in a second. Then you are going to talk about this history section and read the page in the Daily Life at the Time of Jesus book. Then you are going to read the information about the hymn. There are lyric sheets right here in the guide. And then you are going to do the copy work for stanza 1 of the hymn. So I went ahead and printed the copy work off on separate sheets of paper instead of putting them in my book here. So that's why they're loose, but they're very clearly labeled which week and day they go with, and they all look just about the same. Now I chose to only do the copy work for each week. There are some other illustration activities that I didn't think my daughter would really care for. So the nice part about this is that you can really customize what you want to use. I like that there's a little visual on top that my daughter might choose to color, and she probably would like to hang them up in our school area. So that's what we plan to do. Last year, we didn't actually use these copy worksheets, and by the end, I had decided that I think the next time we go through this program, I'm definitely going to have my daughter do the copy work, just because the hymns and the words are just so great, and I want her to practice good handwriting and things like that anyway, so this would be a good way to do that. So then after you have finished the copy work, that day is finished. And you'll notice that it's just about the same each time. So scripture, discuss, memory work, history, hymn, and then a do section. This day is an illustration challenge. Then these two pictures I did print in color because these are some picture studies that go along with some of the lessons in week 1. So this is what the inside of the morning time guide looks like. It's very simple, straightforward, and great content. Starting in week 3 is when they bring in this book, Darkest Night, Brightest Day. And this is a family devotional written by Marty Machowski. So you would read Darkest Night during week 3. Then you would read Brightest Day in week 4. So at the back here, after week 4, is where we have the lyric sheets. So she added a page where you could print out the hymn lyrics, which I really liked. Keeps everything very easy to manage. So there is a new hymn for each week. There are more pages in her morning time guide after this, which are the copy work and illustration pages. I just kept those out of my booklet, so that's why you don't see them. Here is where I store the memory cards. So I laminated these. They're very beautiful. And her sister, I believe, did the artwork on here. So they're really pretty. But you would just choose whichever one is for that week. There are 4. They're all from the book of John. The way we did it last year was we just hung this up in our school area so that we could grab them easily and see them all day long. So I just created a little pocket here at the back of my manual to store those cards in. So now let's go ahead and take a look inside of the daily life at the time of Jesus. This is by Miriam Feinberg Bamish. And I actually got this book off of Thrift Books for, I don't remember, maybe $5 to $10. There's a map here at the front of the Holy Land in the time of Jesus. Lots of maps, you'll notice, and pictures of real artifacts. So she usually only assigns 1 to 2 pages, and I do remember that you don't necessarily go through the entire book. She just picked out certain things for you to read about. There's a little timeline here at the bottom of a few pages. Jerusalem in the time of Jesus. Oops. Pictures that really just help you to really visualize what it would have been like to be there. The crucifixion. We've really enjoyed this book, and my daughter found it very interesting. And I think that this year, my little guy, who's almost 4, will get a little bit more out of this and start to understand a little bit more about what happened to Jesus. So that's just a little bit of a look inside. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this book, which is Darkest Night, Brightest Day. So this is a book that you actually flip over once you get to the middle and then start from the other side. So you start with Darkest Night. This is a family devotional from Marty Machowski. Has very beautiful illustrations. You might recognize the name Marty Machowski because he also wrote Wonderful, and which is a study of Psalms, and Theology. That is a book that is recommended on lots of YouTube channels. It's also a Sunlight book in level B, I believe now. So you probably recognize that name. So in the guide, you would read the Darkest Night section during week 3. So you would read the passages that it talks about right here, and you'll notice, I know it's kind of hard to see because it's so light, but so it's a little bit hard to see, but right here it tells you the scripture to read, and it's from each of the 4 Gospels. So that's kind of cool. And then you just read this little story. You could read those scriptures, or you could just read the story, or you could do both. And then there are some questions down here, and very faintly at the bottom, there are also answers. So there are several readings and questions, but they're pretty simple. They're only, a page front and back. Okay, so this is the end. So the Darkest Night part is 7 lessons. But it says not the end of the story. That is when you flip it over. So this is now upside down, and we have to flip the book over to Brightest Day and start back on the other side. So again, 7 lessons, tells you the verses that it's all coming from, so you can read those directly and then read the story, or just read the story. Questions and answers again, just like the other part. And I really like the illustrations. They're simple and beautiful and help you to imagine what it was like. Well, I hope that it was helpful for you to see inside of these resources today. If you have used these before and you would like to comment about that, please let me know how you enjoyed it. Also, leave a comment for any other Easter resources that you have enjoyed and recommend for your homeschool. People read through the comments of these types of videos, and so it can really be helpful for everybody in the community to hear what other people are using to get some good ideas. I would love for you to comment those down below. If you have any questions, please let me know. I would be happy to answer them. Don't forget to check out Rachel's channel over at 7 and All and visit her website, Where'd You Learn That, to see more about this program and many other things that she offers. All of that information is linked down below in the description box, so make sure to head down there and check that out. Thank you for looking at this unit study with me. Go ahead and click that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful or enjoyed it. If you're interested in seeing what else is in our morning basket before Easter starts, go ahead and check out this video up here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and we'll see you next time.